I find the specific entry on part of Dominum's Hey Living People to be quite assertive on presence, and I'm sure many of you would agree. Better shoot yourself. Very tragic, at least if we mirror it to a contemporary sentiment of the world of today around us, and less to the conceptual veneer. It definitely carries with it, again, quite a shock. But I'm sure on delivery, when we consider it conceptually and in context to Dominum's Hey Living People, it will be a piece of high caliber. Every number we've welcomed together in our 7-track survey thus far, of being in the midst of a full album sweep, has been an exceptional delivery, in my opinion. And again, from an initiate voice within the metal world, of European origin, and more specifically than that, I believe German, of a very independent focus on my library with a zombie metal veneer. But when you consider the metal definition on part of score, I've noticed, again, void of official band declaration, power, modern, and heavy metal central extremes. With a touch in that last number we witnessed, Frankenstein, great piece, by the way, in my opinion, a very light symphonic cue. You know, I love that in terms of symphonic metal being a preferred language. So to get that drift, I'm part of a very capable number, yet again, 7 entrances in, whether it be on the first 5 singles or this full album sweep. It's been a great encounter, and I truly do hope Dominum has a future beyond Hey Living People. In what we humor, on suspicion, everything just is believably great. Just judging by our initiate 7 encounters, which of course have been enjoyed collaboratively, or I provided an opportunity for such in the hopes that not only, however we approach, and again I welcome anybody, whether you are familiarized Dominum fan since the beginning like myself, or near enough to, or you're just coming in with a welcome mat, I hope you feel at home here, and perhaps that a new route can be pitched for your enjoyment to a, I think, quite capable evolving metal voice, one that I really hope gets a bigger awareness within the general public, and they're already getting that. Aided quite well, not only by the Napalm Records regard, and I've seen some advertisements floating around on certain metal press sites. They're going to be a presence within the upcoming Feuerschwangs tour in, I forget what country it is, or maybe what range of countries. Dominum's getting some footing, which is nice to see, and again, that's how I approached, from familiarity of other European names, notably the connection on promotion via Ben Metzner from D'Artagnan from an Instagram post, or as he's known on Feuerschwangs Hode. Dominum was first awarded a reference to me in my circle there. And then we humored Patient Zero together, and 6 numbers since. And it's been quite a welcome introduction. And I'm sure continuing down the path of original numbers. In returning to later releases that I'm skipping over, again, I'm doing a mapping here where I really want to get to the original voices first, and then come back to specifically the covers, because there's 3 on this album, which is, again, really interesting versatility of offering here. Hey Dominum is quite, not Hey Dominum, Hey Living People, it's quite a dynamic first presentation for a group that, again, there's quite a mixture when you consider emerging talents in terms of how the delivery is executed. Sometimes you find a group that's trying to find their voice. Others come on the scene having a clear definition, and some have quite a mixture, an aptitude of various footings. Dominum is expressing the latest of those remarks for me. And maybe you would say the same as well. I don't want to speak for you, but on entrance, I'm quite shocked every entry we give a listen in terms of Dominum's range. And I know the aptitude, but it's quite impressive, I think. And I hope you would agree on maybe your first reference to Dominum via Better Shoot Yourself. And I would recommend any of the previous pieces we have recognized together, where if you want to enjoy those independently or mutually, I'll let you have that determination, but maybe this could be your first step to the number. It is mine. Let's enjoy it together. From, again, a voice within the metal territory in European origin that deserves to go places, and I really do hope there's a future for them. I already see so much potential on where we can go from here. The snaps are a nice touch. Again, quite customized.
Soon there's gonna be some passages, creatures you may have never seen before. No one's gonna stop and listen to the news. We got this.
Slower rhythm on this one. I like the more ominous tone on key. Drawn out vocals. This one's got great cues again on the higher notes. And molding between score and vocals. It's perfect. I really like it. Another welcome introduction. Been the story thus far. Let me just continue. The chorus-like echoes are really... again, it's like 80s inspiration just comes right back. Just fantastic. Her 80s and 70s, going even further back, at least to me. As I said, assertive. Was it an instrumental backbone again on the lower guttural range, or was it a vocal cue? Either way, I like however it's presented. Whatever it is, it developed really well and a great 8 on score. One more reprisal plays in the background vocals. I think we're getting to it. Wow. Doubling down on classic rock eras. That is impressive to me. That's, again, the key facet of what I noticed other than an aggressive metal number, which is quite invigorating and fun on a listen. Again, though, when it considers the concept, and did I hear some of the wording right? I didn't want to miscommunicate it if I heard it wrong. I think it's in the first... I want to certify this is correct. It's in the second verse. Don't you cry for help, DIY? There's just something about the lyrics, again, like I said with Dominum, there's an even balance between a seriousness and camp I find really interesting. Even for a more serious number like this, at least in real life tragedy. That's the way I see it. Again, there's two shades you could define the number and experience. And when you consider the Dominum context, you know it's going to be quite... imagined and independence, based on, again, what I've called more robustly a horror metal concept, but I guess you could say zombie metal more specifically to band articulation. In experience, Better Shoot Yourself is a fun ride of an instrumental. I quite like it, again, on those chorus builds. Specifically, the drive on the riffs, paired with the key choice, its more ominous presentation, higher drifts on the guitar work, and some of the lighter, either the guitar strums or synth touches. Either way, God, I love the personality of Dominum on these later releases. I'm really seeing it now. Kickback on early rock roots. I will tell you, it's like listening to, okay, the lightest window I have of exposure to ELO, isn't it? I don't even know the name for sure. That's how light of an exposure it is. Is it Electric Light Orchestra or Electronic Light Orchestra? Whichever one it is. It's like listening to that in metal application. Thinking of 70s pieces. I've explained before, I know I'm going to be in a really small window with this, but a particular favorite film from very late 70s going into 80s. Again, I really see a harmony on energy of how the voice develops with this two very nostalgic voices and classical entries within rock and metal favorability to that specific time duration. Xanadu immediately comes to mind. Anybody else seen that movie? I know, cult classic, and it was, I believe, one of the first entries to get the Raspberry Award. Which, you know, hey, I will readily admit it's obviously no Oscar winner, but I revere it as a film. I think it's quite a fun romp, and plus it's Gene Kelly's latest movie before I believe he passed, or I think his final film appearance, if I'm being right about that, and plus Olivia Newton-John. Unapologetic, absolute, well, the late Olivia Newton-John. It was quite sad when I found out she passed. Anyway, Xanadu, one of the favorite film exposures I've ever had in my life. I think of that score continually. I've got the entire soundtrack on my phone. Those ELO songs, oh, the influences there. Again, late 70s. I think some people term it 1980 when that debuted. I've also seen 1979, which is why I say I'm giving it a window of 70s. ELO It's like I'm listening to certain cues within this song on the vocals. The background one specifically with a bit of a choir chic. Oh, it's nice. It is so nice to hear that energy. And it has popped up before, but I've not noticed it to that level of extreme on voice. I'm really seeing it with these later entries. Better Shoot Yourself. It is like, it's a perfect hybrid. Classic and modern voices intertwined quite naturally and decisively. Just the vocal modulation, how those are designed, strategically and woven into the structure of the number. It's a fantastic piece. Instrumentally, I absolutely love it. But to have a throwback to 70s and 80s, man, for a group that, again, is just getting on their feet. First project we're consulting together. This is truly an impressive and ambitious opportunity we have, a first witness on a consultation for any first introduction we've had. And again, we've taken that path continually with numerous credits. Dominum is just the latest attribution. One that I knew would benefit from a mutual exposure. It would be fine, again, on an independent, listen if I chosen to go about it that way, but something just called with this album, it deserves a full run-through in mutual harmony. Possibilities, maybe, that some of you are entering the graces of Dominum through Better Shoot Yourself. Such an ambitious number. I hope it's compelling for you to dig deeper. I quite like it. It's going to be an immediate favorite, as any entry on this album has been. Strict independence on voice, again, from each number individualized in some of its own distinct manners. Wide field this band is casting, but one that I find quite admirable, enjoyable, and absolutely fun. What a beautiful entertainment that we have. Again, this is why I've chosen specifically to double down on collaborations within music consultations, notably first introductions. There's just something so charming about that, especially when you see a resonance of what Dominum's capturing here on field. Really, I can't stress it enough. It truly enriches the experience of humoring good works of art within the music space, which readily offers so much. But of the European metal origin, I'm really impressed with what I'm hearing on a variety of different groups. Dominum, no exception at all to that. I would love to hear your thoughts down below and Better Shoot Yourself. Again, the name. Quite dramatic, but amplified by a beautiful score in terms of very moving vocals, integrated quite naturally and well to the direction of where the piece flows. But its kickback influences, man, I really like that element. Such fun characterization of Dominum's work in general. I'd love to hear if you agree down below. And plus, if you wish to declare your point of vantage with them, feel free. Are you a new fan because of this? Or are you a familiarized listener to their work? How do you see Better Shoot Yourself? I see it as another faithful entry of competence on the album, in expectancy. We continue that trend. I'm sure the next two original pieces will follow suit. Next up with Half Alive. That fits into the zombie concept. Very directly. Looking forward to that entry, like I was on Suspicion with Better Shoot Yourself. Just, when you experience it, you realize how unprepared you are for the brilliance of the number. Each entry is operated that way. Better Shoot Yourself, like all these pieces, truly is a standout on the album. Dominum's voice is becoming quite clear, and it's one that I'm welcoming with ready anticipation. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.